The creators behind DecayingAce have seen their fair share of decaying buildings and abandoned ruins. Based in Ohio, the team has been exploring these abandoned locations for over 8 years, so they are familiar with the dangers of urban exploration. But nothing could have prepared them for what they experienced inside this apartment building in late 2022. In the heart of Ohio stands a high-rise infamous for all the wrong reasons, part of a list known locally as the Dirty Dozen, naming the 12 worst property owners in the state for unpaid taxes. The building once held 254 units and was meant to symbolize affordable housing for struggling families. But from the start, the project was plagued with neglect. Construction shortcuts, poor wiring, and complete lack of maintenance doomed it long before it ever had a chance.
Check this out, guys. There's still cars left in this parking garage. There's another one right there. This is definitely a first.
Actually, the cloudy filter with that light is pretty
Looks
good.
kind of sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all burned out.
When the explorers entered the parking garage, it was clear scrappers had already been there. Still, they pressed deeper into the decaying building, moving room by room, each one telling a different story. Some were burnt out, others completely stripped bare.
You're telling me there's still furniture left in here that someone hasn't thrown out? Oh man, the hardwood floors too.
Man, I'd say there's a door doing.
There was definitely a fire started in here.
100%. Just totally interrupted my bit.
Well, yeah, I don't like the bit, so.
You didn't let me finish. I was going to say there's a door doing, but there's no door, so. That was
They kept going until they reached the 13th floor.
Look at this, bro. It's like a mini garden up in here. Wow, this area has been gutted, too.
Peeking over the railing to get some footage of the stairs, he noticed 2 people staring right up at him and heading towards him.
We are currently making a quick exit because there are other people in here and we don't know what they want, so.
Okay, let's go. Oh god, I'm
Several minutes to reach the ground floor, every second filled with the tension of not knowing who or what was behind them. But when they got outside, they got a better view.
They look like 2 kids. I mean, 18 to 24.
It was clear now. These explorers hadn't been alone in that high rise, and as these locations tend to be frequented by criminals and drug dealers, who knows what those people may have done if they had caught up to them. John and Tim, 2 urban explorers from the channel Exploration Unknown, are known for their grounded personalities and genuine curiosity. For nearly a decade, they've ventured into forgotten places across the country. But on a cold February night in 2018, they would face something that left them deeply shaken. Their destination was an unfinished yacht factory on the outskirts of Knoxville, a site with a grim reputation. Local legend claims it was built over ancient indigenous burial grounds, and that the project was cursed from the start. Over the years, several mysterious deaths have been reported here, enough to stop construction entirely.
So this place is supposed to be super haunted, super scary. It even says help behind me. And me and Tim's gonna bring it to you guys.
Barely minutes after entering, a loud, unsettling banging echoed through the building, a sound that seems to suggest they may not be alone.
I hear banging coming back here, Tim. Do you hear it?
I do hear that.
Shh. What is that?
Dude, that sounds like it's coming against that wall.
Dude. Let's walk over there and see what that is.
They followed the noise, but the building's sheer size amplified every sound, making it impossible to tell where it was coming from.
I'm gonna get out from right at the edge of that. What?
Sounds like something's coming this way.
It's getting closer.
Dude, that is getting closer.
At this point, they were sure of it. Someone else must be inside. Whether a squatter, another explorer, or something else entirely, they couldn't tell.
There's something up there. Oh my God, dude. I'm starting to... You okay? Oh, you're in water, dude.
The noise finally died down, so they decided to keep exploring. But just as they started to let their guard down...
That's a piece of metal they leaned up there.
Oh, that's so sketchy.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude, there's somebody here. There's somebody
A
here.
sudden wave of unease washed over them, the kind that grips your stomach before your mind catches up. Every instinct screamed that it was time to leave.
We're going to get out of here. I think it's time to wrap it up. I don't know what kind of danger we're in. I'm pretty sure someone's here.
But before John could even finish his sentence, something terrifying happened.
Someone's here, and I do not know what their intentions are, nor do I want to find out what their intentions are. Dude, that come from over here. Holy shit, dude, get out of here. Oh my God, dude.
Even after reaching safety, the fear lingered. The sounds, the shadowy figure, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched. It all stayed with them long after that night. John and Tim had explored countless abandoned places before, but this experience felt different. And for the first time in their urban exploration journey, they truly questioned whether they should have gone into that factory at all. Harry, the creator of the channel Harry Explores, and his friend Danny visited a weathered industrial building. According to Harry, in all his years of exploring, this would turn out to be one of his weirdest and scariest encounters yet. They hopped a fence to get onto the property, but even then, finding an entrance into the building wasn't easy.
Yeah, it looks alright.
Wow, this is a bit loose, isn't it?
While moving through the abandoned equipment, they suddenly heard a sound, faint but close enough to make them stop in their tracks.
Sweet oil tank. It's probably pigeons.
They pressed on, taking photos and documenting, but just as things began to feel normal again, something interrupted them, a sharp noise that echoed through the empty halls. That's when they decided to pack up and head out. But outside, something felt wrong. Parked just beyond the stairwell was a black Subaru, lowered, modified, and completely out of place. The engine was off, but its presence was unsettling. The tinted windows concealed whoever was inside. Though one thing was obvious, they were watching. The two exchanged uneasy glances. Their bikes were parked right in view, meaning whoever sat in that car had likely seen them arrive. But then they noticed something else.
I don't see no one by our bikes, but there's not even a parking spot there, is there?
They're just looking straight out.
Yeah, they ran down the window and was looking out the top at us.
Well, there's two people in there.
All I know is I saw someone wind down the front driver's window
Yeah, so
and look across. They just got out of the car. I just heard the door close. I didn't hear it either. That's what I'm saying.
The Subaru was still there, unmoving, engine silent. But now there were two figures inside. Moments earlier, there had been only one. The realization hit them hard. Whoever that second person was, they hadn't seen them arrive. Had they come from the building? Had they been inside the whole time, following their movements from room to room?
Danny, Danny. Go, Danny, go, go, go.
That's when it all clicked. The noises, the interruptions, the feeling of being watched. They weren't random. Someone, or maybe multiple people, had been inside that building the entire time, quietly tracking their every move. 2 years ago, a popular YouTuber known as Urbexing explored the Westinghouse factory at night, where he spotted a homeless man standing silently in one of the dark corners of the building. Chris called out to him, but the man didn't move. A few minutes later, Chris returned with some money to give him, but the man was gone. Now, on February 17th, 2025, Chris returned to that same factory, hoping to find the man again and offer real help. But this time, the night was about to take a very different turn. Chris arrived at the factory at around 1 a.m., sweeping through every corridor, searching for a sign of the man. For nearly 8 minutes, he found nothing, until he heard something.
What the hell is that?
The faint sound echoed through the empty halls. Chris followed it, thinking it might be the same homeless man, but there was no one. So he decided to head out, but just as he was finding his way to the exit, it happened again.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
The noises were closer this time, and the fact that he didn't see anyone, yet kept hearing movement, made the situation even more unsettling. For the first time, Chris didn't want to stick around to find out what it was. When he finally got home, something still felt off, so he reviewed the footage, and that's when he saw this.
There's gotta be somebody in here.
A shadowy figure can be seen passing by in the background. While Chris assumed it might be a homeless person, he couldn't ignore how unsettling it was to realize he had been watched the entire time, without knowing it. Explorer Mo Sarji decided to investigate the abandoned Fairfield Hospital, a place many locals refused to go near after dark. But what started as a typical exploration would soon turn into one of the most unnerving experiences of his life. On a cold night, Mo makes his way toward the crumbling hospital, crouching low in the bushes to avoid the sweeping patrol lights. This property is infamous not only for its dark history, but also for the heavy police surveillance guarding it. After a tense wait, he finally slips inside with a few other explorers.
Let's go. It's time to begin the abandoned adventure. It's been a minute since I've been on one. Like I said, we really gotta be careful. Are these locked?
These are locked. We're going out before.
Hey Carlo, can you just squeeze through this quickly?
I could.
Just open
Maybe
it.
one of my arms, that's about it.
I don't know if we can.
Fairfield Hills Hospital opened in 1931 as a psychiatric institution meant to treat patients with mental illness and developmental disorders. But over time, the facility became known for something much darker. Patients were subjected to lobotomies, experimental trials, and electroconvulsive therapy, procedures that left lasting scars, both physical and emotional. Even today, the air inside feels heavy. The rooms resemble cells more than words, with thick walls, barred windows, and rusted restraints still fixed to ancient bed frames. The thought that people once lived and died in those conditions is chilling.
Imagine this. You had this mirror to look into when you were like stuck in this prison. Or I should say, hospital. Looks like a prison to me, to be honest. Hello?
Deeper in the building, Mo enters a long corridor with a single chair sitting strangely in the middle. Then suddenly, something sends him running.
What a creepy chair. Why is there a creepy chair just sitting right here in the middle? Yeah. Whoa, there's something in there.
After some time, he went back there with the rest of the crew, determined to find the homeless man.
In here, and then he made his way out of this way. Like, actually. Which is pretty freaking crazy. Yeah, that's a f***ing homeless guy, dude. Hello? That sounded like somebody just ran off, right?
Yeah, we're not trying to bother you, bro. We're just filming a video.
When they couldn't find anyone, they attempted to exit the building.
Well, he's probably here. The fact that he hasn't done anything means he's trying to avoid us. So let's just avoid him and just continue on our way. Are we actually locked? So we came in from here, now we're locked? So did he lock us in?
So we're locked with?
I think he locked us in because this is where we came in from. I think.
There was only one way in, and now no way out. Panic sets in as they rush from one hallway to the next, testing doors and emergency exits. Every single one is sealed shut, as if the building itself had turned against them. Then something else becomes clear.
Yo, he actually locked us in. Look, he kicked the door shut. He literally kicked that door shut.
What the hell? Whoa. My camera just stopped recording.
Maybe the homeless guy did it. I'm just joking, guys, but like, this guy literally locked us in. He closed his door knowing it would lock behind us.
Whoever locked them in had been watching them. They continue searching through different sections, peering into rooms, bathrooms, anywhere they can, when a sharp sound stops them cold.
It's up. Shh. Stop moving. It's the homeless guy. He's freaking out. Yo, we hear a homeless guy. He's freaking out.
The group presses on, torn between hoping to avoid the mysterious person and wanting to finally see who it was. Finally, they made it out, only to find a surprise waiting outside.
Yeah, well, we're just taking photos, you know, you never know. Sometimes, like, with the photos, you actually get stuff, sometimes you don't.
You don't know until after?
Huh?
You don't know until after?
Thankfully, they were not in any type of trouble, but one feeling remained, that unsettling sense that someone had been inside that hospital with them the entire time. The hospital, with its shadows and secrets, had once again reminded them that urban exploration isn't just about what's left behind. It's about what might still be there, watching. Back in May 2014, two teenagers set out on what seemed like a harmless, adventurous outing. Armed with a camera and cans of spray paint, they ventured into the woods, unaware that their day would take a turn they'd never forget. The pair stumbled upon an old, decaying building in the middle of the forest. The walls, once vibrant with colorful tags and faded markings, became their canvas. Laughing and taking turns spray painting over the old graffiti, the teens were having a good time until they heard a noise behind them. At first, they dismissed the sound as nothing more than an animal rustling in the distance. But when it happened again, louder and closer this time, a sense of unease crept in. Something wasn't right. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to investigate. The girl stepped outside to check their surroundings while her friend stayed inside with the camera rolling. She scanned the forest, but saw nothing unusual. Everything seemed normal. But then, out of nowhere, something truly terrifying happened.
Oh, it's got some nice graffiti.
What? What the hell?
He tackled the boy to the ground with such force that the boy lost consciousness for a brief moment. When he got back up, disoriented and terrified, the masked man had vanished without a trace.
What? What the hell?
in shock, the boy grabbed his bearings and fled into the forest, leaving the camera behind in his panic. His only thought was finding his friend. After what must have felt like an eternity of searching, he finally found her hiding among the trees. Together, they ran as fast as they could, escaping whatever nightmare had just unfolded. The rediscovery of this footage in 2022 reignited interest in this strange event. What really happened that day? And who was the man behind the mask? The truth remains a mystery, and for now, all we have is the video. A haunting glimpse into a day that two teenagers will never forget, and a mystery that continues to captivate those who dare to watch it.